Okay, here goes. So this wheel goes into the V slot on the Z axis to allow the X axis bar to go up and down the printer. You tighten this eccentric nut, which moves the wheel up and down, or well, it moves it closer to the V slot to allow it to, for this whole thing to stay in place. And so you adjust it to make it loose or tight. The problem here is, if you look at the other eccentric nuts on your printer, like under the heat bed and behind the hot end assembly, you notice that there's no spacer. There is a nut, but the nut holds the wheel to the end of this part. So there's not a piece on this side which holds this whole thing in place. It just ends right here with a nut instead of a spacer, then a metal plate, and then a nut. And that's the problem. So let me take this apart and show you the issue. Okay, so now I've removed the nut that was on the screw, and you can see the screw inside there. And if I change this, you can see how the screw is not lined up with the hole at all. And at points it will be again, but you don't know where you're going to be adjusting this to. So that's the problem. Because when this nut is holding that screw in place, the only thing that can move is the screw bending or the wheel hub bending. And that's not good. So one solution is to make this hole bigger so that the screw can move, and you would put a washer in, which would allow it to slide around the bigger hole. Or the better solution, or easier solution, is something I've already done, which is, here's the factory, or the stock screw, which goes all the way through. Get a 30 millimeter M5 screw, which is short enough to not go all the way across, and put the nut there. So as you saw, I can move this, and even though it spins around here, it's not stuck. So now the wheel actually moves up and down instead of probably tilting or bending. And that's the fix.